Hello, my name's Tony and welcome back to Fragdicted. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Middle Eastern fragrance from Ahmed Al Maghribi, and they are from the UAE. And the fragrance that I'm going to be talking about today is Oud Roses. Stay right where you are. So welcome back. Let me tell you the admin and then I'll tell you what the fragrance is like. This will be a fairly quick review, so I won't take up too much of your time. But firstly, this is a company that sells out of the UAE, in Dubai and a few other countries. This is a 60 ml fragrance. Let me open the box. And the presentation's very nice. So this is courtesy of Super Fragrances, and I'll leave their website here. I'll also leave the link in the description to their Instagram page and also their website. Let me tell you the notes, then we'll show you the presentation and then we'll get into it. So in the top of this, it has Turkish rose, lavender, lemon and peony. In the mid, we have sandalwood, white flowers and frankincense. And in the base we have agar wood, guaiac wood, oak moss, musk and amber. So before we cut to the presentation, Super Fragrances are the official distributor of Ahmed Al Maghribi in the UK and Europe. They have a huge range of Middle Eastern fragrances available on their website, so do check them out, all at reasonable prices too. This is a 60 ml, it's an EDP, which does surprise me, so stay where you are to find out why. Let's get on to the presentation. Let me tell you what I get from this. In the opening, I get lots of sweet Turkish delight style rose. But I also get a massive hint of what I thought was violet. And if I'm imagining a colour when I smell this fragrance, now I'm not sure if it's because of the colour of the bottle, I don't think it is. I get like a mauvey or a pastel purple colour when I smell it. I think that is because of a heavy dose of the lavender that's there. But that lavender and the rose mixed together creates like a hybrid flower smell. It has got some other florals in it, like the white florals and the peony, which is probably helping along with that. It's quite a sort of floral fragrance, but I wouldn't call it feminine. I wouldn't call it masculine either. It is 100% unisex. Instantly, it does take me along the route of what a Middle Eastern fragrance usually smells like. It has got that style of perfumery in this. So if you like Middle Eastern fragrances and you're a fan of that style, you would definitely like this too. It has that powderiness, and they use a lot of musks in this too. So it's quite a musky fragrance, but that gives it sort of a cleanliness. It also has this lift, this almost herbal, minty nature to it without smelling of mint at all. You know when you smell something and it clears the nostrils and it's sort of quite airy, it has a little bit of that going on. It does have some spices and some synthetic woods too. The note that confuses me a little bit is the oud. Now, that actually is quite relieving to me because rose and oud together, it's not always my favourite combination. I know it's very, very popular, especially in Middle Eastern fragrances, but this isn't a heavy oud fragrance. I don't detect it at all, actually, and that's not a detriment to the fragrance at all. I'm sure it's got an oud or a synthetic oud in there, but I'm not really detecting that. I wouldn't have called it a rose oud fragrance. But it is a little woody, it's definitely sweet. It is a sweet fragrance. It has a really high oil concentration. So if I give this a quick spray on my hand, let me show you what it goes like on the hand. I'll let that just settle down for just a moment. It is very, very strong in the air. It really does fill a room. It is quite loud and it's projecting like a monster. It really is projecting well. So it leaves this, I don't know if you can see that with the light in here, but it leaves this sort of sheen on the hand. And that sticks to the skin and it stays there. And it stays there for some time. I think it's nuclear, actually. I think it's a really strong fragrance, but it's never too pretentious and it never becomes too much because it has this lovely softness to it too. And actually, the dry down is my favourite part. You get this jammy Turkish rose and the musks kick in along with a little bit of woods and amber, and that all settles down into this really lovely sweetness much further into the day. But predominantly rose, lots of other florals in there which create like a hybrid flower smell. Musks, bit of amber, bit of woods and a little bit of spice. It lasts all day. It is a great performing fragrance. I really love that lavender and the rose together, giving that mauve, almost violet smell. And I like violet fragrances, so this instantly when I smelt it, that's where I went. There's nothing really offensive about it at all. There's no challenging or animalic notes in there at all. It's just got this beautiful sweetness. I can imagine wearing this dressed up and going out. It would last all night. It would push off you really, really well. I think people will really like the smell on a male or a female. I think you will garner those compliments. But I think the setting in which it will work is colder weather and on a night out. That's where I would choose to wear it. So that has been my very brief review on Oud and Roses by Ahmed Al Maghribi. I am sorry if I am demolishing the name, I apologise. But yeah, love the presentation. Fragrance is very nice. One that I'm going to cherish and put into my Middle Eastern collection that I have. I hadn't heard of the house before Super Fragrances have kindly reached out to me, and actually they sent me some samples and a rather lovely recycled bag, so that's a nice touch. And then I got a load of samples from them too. So a few samples to get to grips with there, so thank you again to Super Fragrances for those. I don't think it's a inspiration or clone of anything. I've never smelt anything quite like it, so it's quite original. The bottle retails at £55 in the UK. They are currently out of stock, as I've checked, but they do have samples, so I would encourage you to sample the fragrance first. You can buy a 2 ml sample which comes in a box like that, and with the good size 2 ml decant inside. So that is £4.99 on their website. So do check them out. Definitely a Middle Eastern house that I'm looking forward to trying the rest of these samples. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow. So thank you. And one last thing, don't forget to sheep it to the moon.